Hello everyone, and welcome to Slice Print Roleplay. So today we're going to be talking about something that I don't think gets brought up very often, and I think that might be because a lot of people don't know it exists, and that is custom supports in Cura. They do exist, they are really useful, and I'm going to show you guys how to get them and how to use them. Alright, let's get to it. Alright, so for this demonstration, I'm going to be using this super cool wizard model from Victus Miniatures. You guys should recognize that name because they also made that super sweet barkeeper model. So I print this model a lot and I talk about it a lot because it's got that sexy mustache, but also because it's really cool to find such high detailed models that print totally supportless. So they're hassle-free and they look great, and I cannot recommend it highly enough. If you're a new maker or if you're just getting into this hobby, you definitely should start with supportless models, learn the base settings first, get a good idea for how to get good detail out of your prints, and then move on to supports later. And I cannot recommend Victus highly enough for that. They're awesome models, totally supportless. So check out these sample prints they have on Thingiverse, and then once you print out those, definitely jump onto their Patreon. They have a ton of great models on here. Like I said, almost everything is supportless. The very few models they have that require supports, they only need supports in a very small area, which once you watch this video, that's easy enough to do. They've also started releasing pre-supported models, so no matter what your printing preference is, you can definitely find it there. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump into Cura. Jump onto the marketplace and then look for custom supports. Should be on the main plugins page here. Click on that, install it, and then once that's done, you're going to close Cura and restart it. If you don't do that, it won't implement those settings, so you have to close it out and restart it. Then highlight your model and go down to this Tetris looking symbol down here. And now I'm using Cura 4.5. I think that this is pretty compatible with most versions of Cura and will be pretty similar, but I can't promise that. So if you're using a different version, feel free to reach out to me and I'll try to help wherever I can, but I actually really like 4.5, so I stuck with it. Adding these custom supports is really easy. You just want to find anywhere that you think a support is necessary. Like I know that this model, everything is going to print here perfectly except for this lantern. So all I have to do is just dip below the build plate here and click on that spot in the center, and then I have my custom support added. So as you can see, the support actually comes in as its own model. Why that's important is because we actually can adjust it the same way we would with any other model. So you can move it around, you can change the size, you can adjust it in all kinds of cool ways. But then when you go to slice it, it will actually make it into support material. So super versatile. You have some quick adjustments you can make in this panel here, like you can adjust size is talking about the top of this support, so you can see how the top is thinner than the bottom. And obviously base is talking about the bottom. So you can see how I have the top set for 5mm, so it's 5mm squared. Then the bottom is set to 8, so it's 8mm square. I definitely recommend at least having your custom support being the same size top and bottom, but it's always a good idea to have your base a little bit bigger to give you a little bit more stability on these models. And you can turn that off if you don't want to deal with it. You can just uncheck the wider base box. But I would recommend leaving it on. Just follow the rule of thumb that you want the base of your support to be 2 to 4mm bigger than you want the top. Next we have the box that says drop to build plate. That's a really useful setting and I would definitely recommend using it because it'll save you a good bit of time. If I don't use it and I try to add this support, you can see that now I have to go here and manually edit this support to make it drop to the build plate. So it's going to save me a ton of time to just be able to add that support and not have to worry about any more adjustments after that. You also have the ability to change your support structure to cylinder instead, which could be useful in certain situations. And lastly, we have the ability to donate to the developer. I definitely recommend doing this. Even if you guys only have a buck or two you can send in, every little bit helps, and seriously, like this is such a useful plugin, and I definitely think that they have 100% earned anything you guys can give. Another quick note about these custom supports, if you have it highlighted and then you click on it again, it will erase it. So definitely keep that in mind. It's useful when you know what you're doing, but if you don't understand that, it'll seem like it's glitching out and it'll be really frustrating. And here's what it looks like after it's been converted into a support. So you can see that this is actually going to be the perfect size and the perfect structure to support this lantern until it connects with the rest of the model. And that is literally the only place on this entire model that we need to have supports. Alright, so my last note on this, if you just want to use custom supports, I recommend disabling supports in Cura. That does not mean that you're disabling the support settings. Everything that you have in here, at least anything that's applicable, will still be applied to these custom supports. So you can see I still have a brim down here, the distance between these supports and this support interface. Those all are coming from my support settings inside Cura, even though I have them disabled. Alright, hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe for more. And as always, if you're going to use what you learned in this video, I'd ask that you consider jumping onto the Facebook page, because it's always really cool to see you guys on there and see what you're working on. And that way, if you guys have questions, it's much easier to get a hold of me. Alright, now let's go print something.